All right, let's work on the final forming portion of the avalanche lily. I have my wood block just because I don't want to mar any of the texturing or anything like that on there. And my wood block has a couple holes in them. I use those for forming, so I'll use a dapping punch and start forcing this down into the hole to bring everything up and about. To help that though, I'm going to bend these up. And then I can start getting them down into the hole that I have. And I'll use dapping punch and a rawhide hammer. Let's see if I can zoom out here. Maybe not. One moment, please. No, that'll have to work. All right, so I'm using the rawhide hammer, dapping punch, and the dapping punch fits well into that hole. I want to make sure I leave room around the outside of the hole in the dapping punch so the metal can slip down. And there it goes. I do have it a little bit off center, but I can fix that. Basically I end up with kind of that. So what I'm going to do once I get there is I'll start helping it out a little bit. I'm going to start taking these petals. I'm going to use the kind of the radius of my finger, bend them, try not to break them. If you feel like the metal is getting too hard, it's time to anneal again. But I'm going to use my fingers to, that one's a little bit hard, maybe because this one's in front of it. Yeah. So basically I have the beginning of my form. What I can do is take my rawhide hammer and then I can just work on one of the ways to round out metal when you're forming is to lift up a portion of it and hammer on that part. So I have those. It looks like I'm going to anneal this one a little bit. Any of the creases in there, you just want to be real gentle, and flowers don't really have creases. Everything's nice and smooth. So I use my fingers to kind of help with that. The soft portion of my finger acts a lot like the wood block does when I'm forming. And then the last thing I need to do is kind of dap down the center to draw all this back together. But before I do that though, I'm going to anneal. I don't want to break through. I know that one of these petals, this one here, has a hole in it. It's probably not a piece that I'd end up selling, and I have a little bit of side crease right here. That's the difficulty with this kind of forming based stuff, is that you have to be really careful of the thickness of the metal, how hard you get it, and all that. And you know, I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I still have issues where I break through or make scrap or whatever. But I think this is a good example of the mistakes that can be made while you're doing it, even with somebody who's done it before. We're all going to make mistakes. Hopefully we all learn from them. So that's pretty much what I got going on right now. I'm not going to completely finish this one like I did the other one. To finish it though, I would usually take a couple balled up pieces of wire using the torch and then end up soldering them into the center of the flower to create a stamen effect. Before you do that though, you'd want to either rivet on a stem or solder to something else, because those tend to, I'd use easy solder on those. They'll tend to fall off easily in other solder operations, and it's typically a thing that I'll do last. All right. Now that's kind of what I got. You guys got questions, let me know.